Hey everybody, it's November the 9th, Saturday morning, 3 days post-election. Thought we'd take a look at the relative rotation graph and see how the sectors are moving in both the large cap weighted, large cap equal weight, and small cap weighted sectors, just to see what direction the market is heading post the election. So we'll look back at the past 3 days. As you can see here, stock charts has changed up. It looks like we got a new version of relative rotation graph, and I'm still working with it this morning, trying to get familiar with it. I'm sure it'll be a better version. However, right now they still have it where you can go to your own chart list and use the old version. So I will do that today, just so that for familiarity purposes we go through it. So we'll find the large cap weighted. We go down here. So there's equal weight, weighted defensives. There we go. So large cap weighted, and then now we'll go to the relative rotation graph, and I'm going to back it down to on the daily, 3 days. So we'll go down to 3 days, 3 trading days. So from the election forward, so Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and I'm going to go ahead and zoom in a little bit for you. 125% should make it easy enough for everybody to see it. And then now we can clearly see on the relative rotation graph, we can see on the relative rotation graph that XLY, of course, Amazon dominating right now, just pushing forward. A couple others, and of course, Tesla as well. And we have XLC, strong move by XLC over the last 3 days. XLF, we're going to have to really zoom in on that one for you to see it. It does look like it's going to move back after a little sweet spot turn into the leading quadrant. So XLF, XLC, and XLY, just immediate thoughts, looking really good. XLK dragging a little bit, actually looking like it wants to turn. Now remember, we're on the daily, so it's a shorter term time frame. Looking like it wants to turn into the lagging quadrant. We may see a move into the lagging quadrant, and then potentially one of the most powerful moves there is, move from the lagging quadrant through the weakening and into the leading. I could see that happening with this kind of move. We do see that occur. But for right now, the fact is it's looking a little bit of a laggard compared to XLY and XLC and XLF. We move over here and we can see clear movement by the defensives. XLU, XLRE kind of flips between a defensive, offensive stock, depends on who you ask, but definitely joining with the defensives right now. This is XLP, showing pretty strong velocity, moving into the lagging quadrant, and XLV as well, moving into the lagging quadrant. Let's see. XLI with a nice strong move into the improving quadrant, and XLE as well with a nice move into the improving quadrant, although it is hesitating a little bit. But again, clear sector rotation post-election. If we back it out a little bit, you'll be able to see the hook turns down. You see that right there. We'll zoom in a little bit. You can see where previously XLP, for example, was moving. Let's isolate XLP. Let's isolate these guys in the red. And you can see where they were moving actually towards the money angle, and now have hook turned down and are coming back down. So that's the equal weight. Let's go ahead and, that's the weighted. And now let's go to large cap equal weight, and let's see some comparisons here. Let me fit the screen, roll it back up a little bit for you. All right, and these will go down to daily, let me get this back on daily, and 3 days, again, post-election. Oh, hold on, let me update first. Now, 4 trading days, 3 days. Well, let me slide that over. Okay. Give me a little trouble here. There we go. All right, make sure we're all the way over. So 3 trading days. Looking at it here, so let's start right here with the equal weight on the communications. Communications is looking strong. We'll go down, RSPN. Industrials, nice move, right? Nice velocity. So equal weight industrials, kind of supporting. We saw that the industrials was in the improving on the weighted sector. So looking good for industrials. Healthcare, a little bit of drop in price, but it's trying to show some relative strength here. But again, broader picture wasn't looking great on the weighted. RSPG Energy, similar to what we saw from the weighted sector. Technology, a little stronger here, looking like it wants to make a move into the leading. But I will note that the velocity was decreasing as well in technology. So just a little bit of a laggard on some of the other sectors that are showing improvement. RSPD, discretionary, joining, with Amazon, that's just, and Tesla, just beautiful move, right? So discretionary is where it's at right now. The financials, same thing, looking pretty much in the same position as the weighted sector. RSPS, staples, confirming. Utes, a little bit of a turn there, a little bit of a wanting to turn back up, but remember we're in the lagging, so that's always a more times than not they tend to fail. Takes them a while to get out of there. RSPM, weighted materials, trying to make that move into improving and joining the weighted sector. And then RSPR, real estate, same thing, kind of joining the defensive sector and making that move down. You can see them here doing pretty similar to the weighted sector. Now let's look at the small caps, and you'll see a noted difference in the small caps, obviously with IWM, Russell breaking out. We have small cap, where's my small cap? Sensitive small cap weighted, there we go. So small cap weighted, looking at PSCD. Okay, so this is discretionary. So a little disappointment here, a little surprising. Oh wait, we're on the weekly, that's why. Let's go to the daily update. Let's go down 3 days. Oh, fighting me. There we go. All right, so that's about what we would expect. Let's go back. Let's start with the Utes. And what you'll notice here, let's look at all of them. IWM is breaking out, and we're seeing confirmation, of course, on the relative rotation graph. You would expect to see that. But let's look at what sectors are leading, and surprising to me, the PSCU, the Utes, are leading in the small cap on the relative rotation graph, not necessarily on the price chart, but it is impressive to see that move by PSCU, so that's something to drill down further and see what stocks are having that impact and why. PSCI, industrials, small cap, just really, that's a beautiful move, much like the Utes and industrials here. This is a beautiful move towards the money angle in the leading quadrant. These are dip buys city right now. Just look for dip buys in PSCI. Looks really healthy, really strong. PSCH, healthcare, looking same thing, looking very strong. Wouldn't be surprised if these guys over here start to look to roll over as these areas are getting the flow right now. PSCF, financial, again, really strong move, good acceleration. PSCD, consumer discretionary, joining with XLY. Again, though, these up here wouldn't be unusual for them to show some movement downward in price, a little bit of a dip buy, stay in the relative strength moving this way to the right. So relative strength, but a little drop in price, and then continuation, especially from those leading sectors in the large cap right now. PSCM, small cap materials, looking strong. Again, IWM breaking out. Just going back to energy right here. And then we have technology looking strong. Small caps, again, leading the way. PSCC, consumer staples even actually showing velocity increase. And then roof actually going the other way with the real estate. So something to keep an eye on there. Real estate is the one that is showing in all three equal weight, large cap, and weighted large cap, and small cap weighted, showing in all three of those areas real estate is headed down. So something to keep an eye on. Just note that that's the worst performing in all three of those areas we looked at. And the rest of the market over these 3 days has, of course, been ripping outside of the defensives, basically. Just want to give you a little quick update on what I see on the relative rotation graph. Good luck next week. Thank you for watching.